everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So everything that I use, when it's available, which is May 4th, you can get from my website, which is above, and it's also linked below. This stamp set, Sit, Stay, Relax, is a host set, which means if you host a party of $150 or more, you can get this as one of your free Stampin' Rewards items. But also, if you spend $150 or more, you can pick this as a reward. Or if you get your friends together and you buy a couple things, and you can share the stamp set, which I thought was a good idea from someone too. It is a cling stamp set, and it has Just Sitting Here Thinking of You, You Feel Like Home to Me, Relish the Day, Hi Friend, Missing You, and Wish You Were Here, and it has 2 cats and 1 dog on some chairs. Alrighty, and this box measures 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 by 1 1/4. Alrighty. And I made it with new in color, which is Parakeet Party. And before we get to what we need, I wanted to show you the new 2022 to 2024 in colors. This is Sweet Sorbet. It's kind of a reddish, cherry-ish kind of color. This is what we'll be using today. This is the Parakeet Party. This is Tahitian Tide. This is Starry Sky. And this is Orchid Oasis, which is a little bit like purple. Alrighty, I think the ones that I like the most are the Parakeet Party, the Tahitian Tide, and the Orchid Oasis. Alright. So for this project, we need a piece of Parakeet Party that is 9 1/2 by 6 1/2. Okay. We need 2 pieces of Tea Boutique Designer Series paper, 2 that are 3 by 4 and 1 that is 3 by 3/4. And this is the new Tea Boutique Designer Series paper. This has a stamp set, which I'm regretting not getting, so I probably will get it. It's adorable. Maybe like this. That last one there. Okay, so it's very pretty prints. I'm so happy to have some new things to show you and to work with. Alrighty. And I'm also using the Stylish Shapes dies for the square that we cut out, the stitched square. Alright, we also need a piece of basic white and a scrap of Parakeet Party for the sentiment here. Alright, first we're going to use our Simply Scored, and we're going to start on the 9 1/2 inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 3 3/4, 5, and 8 1/4. I'm going to turn it a 1/4 turn to the 6 1/2 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 1/4 and at 5 1/2. Alrighty. Now I'm just going to fold and burnish. So this is what we're going to do. Okay, we're just going to cut the bottom as usual, and then we're going to get rid of this whole part of the top. Right, so how we're starting is there's the skinniest rectangle on the left hand side, there's 1 1/4 inch at the bottom, and 1 inch at the top. Okay, alright, so we're going to start on the left hand side where the skinny rectangle is, and I'm going to go over to the first score line, and I'm going to cut it straight to the first score line and then just wedge a little bit up. Okay, Go to the other side of this rectangle, cut it straight to the first score line, other side of the square, first score line, and then wedge the square. Okay. Go to the other side of this rectangle, cut it straight to the first score line, and then wedge both sides of the square. Okay, so that's the bottom. Now we're going to turn it 180 to the top. And we're going to start on the right hand side this time. And this is the skinny rectangle on the right. We're going to go to this first score line, cut to the first one, and then wedge up. Okay. All right, this piece here is the only one we're going to keep now from all the rest here. So go to the end of this rectangle, cut it straight to the first score line, and then we're going to get rid of 1, 2, 3 rectangles. So I'll turn it to the side, and I'm just going to cut as straight as I can up to that piece we kept. Okay. And actually, you could use this here for your piece of scrap that you need to make your sentiment from. Alrighty, now we need the Detail Trio Punch, still available, and we're going to round both corners of the top flap. Alrighty, so this is what your cardstock should look like after you've scored it and cut it and rounded the corners. Alright. Now we're going to get our tear and tape, and we're going to put it on the skinny rectangle right up next to the score line. I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to get the backing off. I'm going to roll whatever it is that is off the edge. Okay, this is the outside of the box. We're going to flip it over, flip the side with the tape, and then flip the other side to meet it. And then this is going to be our back right here where the seam is. All right. So we're going to put the sides and the back down, and this is what you want to put the rest of your tear and tape on. Now this is cute for a tea party. And it also, you could also put, I guess for a tea party, hi friend, relish the day. And put some tea bags in here for like a Mother's Day tea, or I think, we'll check it after, but I think a bottle of the glue will fit for any crafty friends, or any small gift or sweet. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to run our fingers down the sides and then squeeze the front to the back, if you can see, so that you can fill it first. If it's gonna be completely full, then it will only go in up to wherever it's filled to. Okay. All right. Now we need our DSP. Which is again Tea Boutique. And we have 2 pieces that are 3 by 4 and 1 piece that is 3 by 3/4. And I'm going to use some liquid glue, and I'm going to put these bigger ones on the front and the back. Okay, and then we have to round one side of the piece that is 3/4 by 3. So we're going to round both sides of one of the long sides. Okay. And then we'll put that on the front top flap here. Okay, and we're going to let that dry a little bit while we do the rest of our box. And what we need is the piece of basic white and Pear Pizzazz ink, which is just a little, it's darker than the Parakeet Party, but I wanted something a little darker. I don't know if you can see. Okay, and we need this stamp here, which is at the top here with the kitty on it. That's the one we're using. And for the trick with this stamp is you don't want to press too hard. All right, I'm going to put this right in the middle here. And there we go. And I'm not going to color anything but the kitty. And because I didn't stamp this with the Memento ink, you could color in the cat. You just have to be very careful not to touch the edges because it will bleed. So we need another piece of basic white, sorry, and I'm just going to do the cat, and I'm going to fussy cut him, which is kind of tedious. So if you just want to keep the cat like that, that's good too. But I wanted to show how I would color in the cat if it was separate. Now I'm going to make a gray cat, gray and grayish white. So I really only need the cat, so I'm not going to worry about the rest of the stamp. Wipe this off. Okay, then what I'm going to do for the cat is I'm going to get light smoky slate and the color lifter. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the left hand side with a little bit of gray and down into the tail. The tail we're just going to leave. And then I'm going to come out a little bit just on the body. All right, and then I'm not going to do much blending up by the cat because I really don't want the eyes to get messed up. I just did a little. And then on the body, what I'm going to do is I do a little bit of circle and then I just draw it to the right. And I'm only going to do that on the body. I'm not going to do it on the tail or up by the eye. And that kind of draws the color out a little bit. I want you to be able to see it in the light. Okay, so it blends it a little bit. Alrighty. And I already fussy cut it because I didn't want you to have to wait. And this is the part that I cut out. I cut the chair all out from around it. Alright. Before we glue this little kitty on top, I'm going to get this die from the, I don't know the names at all, Stylish Shape dies, and this one is about 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. Right, and I'm just going to center it in here, and then I'm going to cut it out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's our cutout with the stitched shape, Stylish Shape die. Okay, now I'm just going to take a tiny bit of glue. You don't want to put too much on it because it will. I'm just going to put a dot and then I'm just going to kind of run the tip of the glue through it without pushing any more out, just so that a little bit of glue goes all over the place. And then I'm just going to put it right down on top of the green one. Just like that. It's a little bit off. There we go. Okay. And there you have your gray kitty on the green chair. Alrighty. Now we need a piece of Parakeet Party that is 2.5. Yep, 2.5 by 2.5. Okay, and we're just going to mat it. So there's about 1/8 of an inch surrounding it. Let that dry a second. All right, and we're going to put in whatever it... Oh, I forgot one thing, sorry. I'm going to use a light pool party blend, and I'm just going to trace around outside of the entire chair. And that puts a little bit of shadow in. I just like how it puts It just kind of looks a little bit, I don't know if you can see it on screen, but it makes it look a little bit more dimensional. All right, so let's let that dry a second. And we need this scrap and some more Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm using the Missing You. I'm just going to stamp it right on there. Oops. Good. And now I'm going to take this die. It's the smallest of the smallest of these tags. And I'm just going to put it over there. I'm going to center it, and I'll be right back. Okay, and there is our sentiment. All right, now let's move back on to our box. Okay, we're going to put whatever in we want. So let me see if maybe this will fit. Yeah, a bottle of glue. Well, maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, a bottle of glue will fit in there. Just to give you an idea, it has plenty of room on the sides of it also. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small hole punch and I'm going to make 2 holes in the flap. Okay, and then I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to mark where I put them in the body of the box. And then I'm going to punch 2 holes where those marks are. See this one here? I can see it now. There it is. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to use some of this glittered organdy ribbon. Alright, I'm going to keep it attached so it's not as easy to put in. So I'm going to put it through the outside right one and then into the body of the box on the right. This is doing it the hard way if you just cut your ribbon, but I like to leave it attached so I don't waste it. Alright, now I'm going to come out the other hole in the body. Then I'm going to close it. I'm just going to come out the other flap from the inside to the out. Alright, and then close it and then kind of estimate where you think how much you want. I love this ribbon here, the glittered organdy, but it does shed a little bit. Alright. Okay, now we have our box all ready, and I'm just going to get some dimensionals. Okay, and I'm just going to put it right here. Alrighty. Then for the sentiment, I'm going to need, here it is, I'm going to need a mini dimensional on the right side. And a little bit of glue on the left, a little bit. Then I'm going to put it over here. Okay. Alright. And now for the final touch, I'm just going to take some metallic pearls. These are still available. They're retiring also. And I'm going to put one over here, one up over there, and one down in here. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, my email is below. The link to join as a demonstrator is below also, and the link to my blog that has all of the measurements. All right. Thank you for coming today, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.